anime Comic-Cons worth checking out or not? Let's talk about it. So I'm going to just cut right to the chase, guys. They should be talked about, and you should be going. Anime Comic-Cons have been something in my life that I've gone for the last almost 8 years now, and I've enjoyed every time I've gone. It's always a new time. I've gone to the same Comic-Con, which is Anime Weekend Atlanta, for 7 years, and every year I have experienced something new, something more fun, enjoyed every time I've gone. I've had favorite times, and sometimes I didn't enjoy as much, but I've enjoyed every single one. They're a phenomenal way to go and kind of get your nerdy itch off. So that's what we're just going to talk about today, is just kind of my experience with anime cons and why you should go to an anime con. Really simplest explanation for going and justifying going is if you have any, and this isn't even just anime, of course, Comic-Cons in general have been a thing for years and years and years. The reason I like anime cons is because they're a lot more focused into one thing, whereas general Comic-Con is so broad that you have usually huge exhibits and huge conventions and centers, and it's like a week long and all kinds of different things. Think like Comic-Con San Diego or Los Angeles or big cons like that. And there's nothing wrong with that, and you should check those out if you're near them. They're still going to be a lot of fun. But the reason I like specifically anime cons is its focus on one type of media as far as anime goes. It's not focused on, okay, here's this. While there are going to be vendors or different things that sell other franchises, the overall reason of going is anime. So be it your favorite mangas or anime or even Ghibli films, those are all going to be the highlight. You're not going to see Iron Man and Thor show up really at a Comic-Con, for an anime Comic-Con, sorry. But I've enjoyed them. I usually end up going with a couple friends. We usually stay up there for all 4 days. And every day's fun. I always suggest at least going to one con just because you can easily find something for you. I'm very different from all of my friends, and all my friends are different from me. And we all have extremely different reasons of liking going to the con. Some of my friends like just being able to peruse and go through all the different shops and see all the different people. They have a lot of people who make stuff handmade or stickers or different things, and they like just going for the shopping aspect with some sprinkles of this and that of like the panels and other stuff. Me and one of my buddies, we end up going to a lot of panels, which is essentially, if you've never been to a con, a Comic-Con is usually held in a convention center or a huge hotel, and they'll usually give you a map or kind of have an easy layout if they don't. And the different like business rooms, or where like the normal hotel would hold meetings or different things are different exhibits and panels of either people hosting like guess the anime song, or you have a voice actor in one who's like talking about their life experience being a voice actor. All kinds of different cool panels. Literally so much you cannot do them all, obviously, within 1 week. You never, like, that's the only stressful thing I will say is I like getting as much of it out of the con as I can. And I end up sitting the night before looking at all the different stuff and like, okay, I've got to be at this one. Okay, I want to be at this one. Okay, I have to know what Donnie Bosco says here. Like, it can be a little overwhelming. Just cool down. Just remember that you're here to have fun and just relax. But there's so much to do. If you're into cosplaying, I'm not cosplaying this year. The Comic-Con's actually next week. Thursday is when we leave. And it's the first day of the con. But usually I cosplay. I love love making the costumes is really a big deal of it, and me and my wife have been very passionate about it. And this year, my wife's actually staying home with the kids, and I was just kind of busy with a little bit of a job career, so I didn't really have time to make anything. So this year, I will not be cosplaying, which is kind of sad, but is what it is. I might take something that I did from the past. I just don't like reusing the same costume because, cosplaying for me is the whole fun is making the costume. So I won't be cosplaying this year, but going to any Comic Con, if that's one of your talents or one of your passions is creating costumes or doing stuff, oh my gosh, there's photo shoots every hour. There's Facebook groups or Discord groups you can hook up with that are from a specific fandom. Like one year I went and joined the Ruby fandom, and basically all the Ruby cosplayers all met up in the courtyard. We all took photos, did different funny scenes, and moved on. One year I did the Fairy Tale crew. We all met actually in the lobby of the hotel, and we were doing photos. It was phenomenal. I'll probably post some pictures in this video so you guys can see as well. But phenomenal. There's so much you can do. I know I'm saying a lot, but there's a lot. You can, if you're into concerts, if you have any type of anime music, I say anime, but Japanese music or anything that you're passionate about, especially that have been in anime, they usually have a lot of actual artists that show up. I want to say 2 years ago, we were there when, oh man, why is the band just dropping from my head? Oh my goodness. Oh boy. The band that does Hydra and the Overlord, one of the Overlord openings. Gosh, why can't I remember their name? Anyways, phenomenal seeing that live and being able to experience that where you really wouldn't think, hey, I'm going to go see this Japanese artist and they're going to perform for a fun, nerdy anime con. But a lot of these people that I've experienced, these voice actors and artists that come out and play, are also very passionate about not just their job, but about this community as well. I know Tiffany Grant's going to be there this year, and she's the voice of... oh my goodness, I'm losing all my names. But she's many voices in anime. She's been there a few years. We had Todd Habercorn, who's the voice of Natsu. I don't have it with me, but I have my scarf actually signed by him. And several others, and they usually also host their own panels where they are talking about their lives or they're talking about just really everything. There was one, I want to say Tiffany Grant ran it, where she basically held kind of like a class of teaching people who wanted to get into voice acting, the different skills that she learned along the way to get into voice acting. Super cool. And it's super cool to meet actors or famous artists and such and realize that they're people just like us. We put them on these pedestals and they're awesome, don't get me wrong, they're amazing, but at the end of the day, they're also nerds and geeks like us. We had a panel with one of the voice actors, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, and he was just a goofball the whole time. He was walking in the audience, chit-chatting with us, throwing candy at us. He ended up doing a panel at about 10 o'clock, which at 10 o'clock at the Comic-Con I go to, anybody who's 18 or younger cannot attend, because at this point is when we're going to talk about more of the darker animes or some of the stuff that is more 18 plus. And so he had one that was Dirty Shakespeare. So it was just funny Shakespeare pickup lines that were completely raunchy and hilarious. And he just ran that. He was just passionate about Shakespeare and brought it to a Comic-Con, and it was awesome. There's so many random things you could do. My wife, she'll watch anime with me, and she's seen stuff. It's never, though, been a passion of hers. She has always enjoyed going to AWA. She's actually upset she can't go this one, but we were talking, she didn't want to bring the kids. So they're still kind of young, and it'd just be a little bit of a hassle. So she's going to be chilling. But next year we're planning on her and my two boys coming with us, and we'll probably cosplay as something, all four of us. Me and her have done everything from Hiccup and Astrid to, and for those wondering, I was Astrid, she was Hiccup. Yes, it was a gender bend. It was fun. Um, we've done the white and red blood cell. We've done a couple different things, and it's just always been an extreme fun passion of mine and my wife's. And my wife is not even huge into anime at all. She just enjoys making the costumes. She enjoys kind of the atmosphere and checking out the different shops and booths. There's even panels she's gone to. She's an artist, so they have panels for, hey, learn this art media, or she's a teacher. So I think the last year when she went to a panel that was how to incorporate anime into teaching at school, and she went to a panel like that. That was super cool. But there is literally something for everybody. Absolutely. Shoot, one of my friends who does not really like crowds or socializing, which, that's a lot of people. He actually, towards wind up time, while we're all just kind of chilling and doing our things, he'll actually go to the VAT, which is Video Anime Tracks. And what it is they have just a panel going the entire time that is just doing video anime music videos. And they usually every couple hours have like different people come up and share ones that they created, or they'll have a competition going for people to create them, but it's a lot more chill environment. You're just sitting in kind of a dark room watching just people pour in music and passion into anime that we all love. There's something for everybody there, and it's 100% worth it to go and check out one. And if you're, I don't know too much if you're more central United States or mid United States, but if you're on either the West Coast or the East Coast, or in Florida or Texas, or even really up north, I know they do them too, but you're not far from them. AWA's about 4 hours from where I'm at, but we also have one that pops up kind of like about an hour away in Savannah. We have one, I know that my buddy has one pop up in Panama and in Jacksonville, and he's right there in like Tallahassee area. I've got my friends in California, like the biggest Comic-Con for anime is Anime Expo, and that's in California. Or, yeah, it's either in California or Texas. I'm pretty sure it's in California near where... Yeah, it's California for sure, because Funimation's in Texas. Sorry, brave fart. But, yeah. 100% you should check out going to any type of Comic-Con in general, just because you'd be surprised how much fun you'd have. But especially if you're into anime, which if you're watching this, let's face it, you're into anime, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the last thing to mention is, if you don't have nerdy, fun stuff in collectibles or manga or something, it's time you get some. And the best place to get it is at a Comic-Con. Of course, you can order stuff and do a thing, but it's nothing like having it in your hand, seeing it in person before getting it, especially figures, which, and another one of my friends, Ben, which I'm probably going to have him on the show here soon to talk about Comic-Con etiquette. But figures are like one of the hardest things to try to want to buy online. Being able to actually see it in person, go over it, look at how it looks before actually buying it makes all the difference in that. And that's true for a lot of stuff. I have all kinds of different stickers. I was going to see if I had any on there, but all kinds of different stickers and different things that I would not have bought had I seen them on Amazon or posted on Facebook or anything until I was there and seen them, and how nice they were and how actually well made some things are. I also, like I said, taught a Habercorn. I've gotten a lot of my stuff signed as well. So I have my scarf that's signed. I have several paintings. I'll actually get, so there's the dealer's room is what they call it at AWA, which is where all the vendors are. And they have the actual like trademark copywritten vendors on one side, and then they have what's called the artist alley, where it's just individuals who create art and sell it, which is another reason you should go. Is if you create art and you want to sell it and it's in anime format, those guys got to make bank. Like, they're running with their heads cut off sometimes because it's so busy, but man, it's phenomenal. I know I've dumped some money in a Comic-Con. I'm not ashamed to say it, but I'm ashamed to say it. But I have dropped some money in there on just amazing art, supporting these artists, and being able to take that. You know how cool it is to take a really well done and drawn painting of an anime character and then take it to the actual voice actor and have them sign it. Not only is that cool for me, but twice I've had it happen with Todd Habercorn, and I've had it with, oh my goodness, the guy who plays the voice of Alibaba from Magi. I went and had them both sign different times. I have them sign their stuff, cool. And they're like, hey, where'd you get this? And I point to them like, oh yeah, I got it right there at that vendor so-and-so. Both of them ended up having me walk them over to it. They bought the painting themselves because they liked it so much, and then they brought it back to their booth and kept it. So not only did I get to have something cool happen, they got to have something cool happen as well and get to see somebody buy their art, like a voice actor buy their art. That's super cool. Some of the voice actors also tend to just attend the con. Like, they're there and they're doing things, but they'll just be like, you'd be surprised, like, wait a minute, was that Brenda Palencia? Like, I had Brenda Palencia, who is the voice of Holo from Spice and Wolf, Medetta from My Hero Academia. She's the voice of Mad Moxie if you played Borderlands. Anyways, she would just walk around the con. You could just say hi and wave at her. She ended up she did a booth where all she did was she could make video recordings of her saying different things, like from the shows and stuff, and she'd like talk about like her favorite funny lines, and super cool, super awesome. But yeah, you'd be surprised just going there and the people you run into. It's super neat, super cool. I know I'm geeking out a little bit of this, and this probably went way longer to express that you should go to an anime Comic-Con, but I hope at the end of this you realize you should go to an anime Comic-Con. It is phenomenal. It is a lot of fun. You can find something. Even if it's just the food, there's so much different fun stuff going on at an anime Comic-Con that you should want to go there. You should make a fun day out of it. And most of them that I've ever seen, I don't know any that don't. You can just get a one-day ticket. If you want to dip your toes, don't feel like you have to commit to 4 days of it. We do it because we absolutely love it, but don't feel like you got to jump in head first. Go get a one-day ticket, which is only like $20. Walk through the con, enjoy it, and see how you feel. It's so much fun, and I suggest any of you to do it. If any of my viewers are going to be at Anime Weekend Atlanta, I'm going to be posting kind of where, if you want to come see me, I'm going to actually be hosting not really a panel. I'm going to be in kind of the main lobby or up top near the vendors as well. And I will actually be hosting a actually game where I'm going to be kind of testing your guys' anime quizzes and knowledge and see how good you are with some anime quizzicals. I'll have some prizes out there, and it'll be just kind of fun. And if you guys are good with the recording, we'll get you even on the show. But that's kind of it of this episode. There will probably be a quicker episode soon about, again, the Anime Comic-Con etiquette. But for now, you guys, I'll go check out a Comic-Con, and please remember, like and subscribe. You guys have a good one.